Last month, I was lucky enough to attend the Karate Combat debut of today's guest, Jade, the Princess Jorand, and she shared her inspiring journey today from starting kickboxing at the age of 9 to competing on the international stage. As she prepares for her title eliminator at Karate Combat 51, Jade opens up about her fight for equality, her passion for winning, and her advice for young athletes in France and beyond. This is a must-watch for fans of combat sports and young rising stars. And if you're enjoying this episode, please share it, give me a like. Also, always appreciate everyone's subscription. And if you drop a comment, feel free just to leave me some notes. Always love hearing people's feedback. Now, Jade, the Princess Jorand, let's get it. Welcome back to Fight Capital, where we enter the ring of combat sports business. I'm your host, Ryan Rappaport. Today, I'm honored to be joined by Jade, the Princess Jorand, who is a 24-year-old MMA fighter from Bordeaux, France, who has won European titles in Muay Thai and K1 kickboxing, also having competed for the likes of Bellator, Combate Global, and now fighting for Karate Combat. She trains at the Goat Shed in Miami, and on December 19th of this year, she'll be set to face Saba Nabavinajad in a title eliminator at Karate Combat 51, with the winner or earning a title shot in 2025. Thanks for joining me today, Jade. How are you and where are you joining from?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm in France right now, and yeah, I'm super happy to be here tonight.
Oh, well, thanks for joining. Yeah, I follow the combat sports scene in France, and obviously kickboxing has such an amazing history there. And now with MMA being legalized, it's been growing there astronomically. But how did you get started in combat sports, and what are really the roots that got you competing?
So the thing that happened is I started kickboxing when I was 9 because my parents wanted me to know how to defend myself when I was going to middle school. And at the beginning, I was super scared, like a little girl. And after 3 years, my coach pushed me. He was like, "Okay, yeah, I think you can do something. Like, let's fight." And I was like, "Okay, let's fight." And I won my first fight. And after that, I was like, "Okay, I love winning. I wanna do that again." And I started fighting after every weekend.
Well, I was lucky enough to be in Salt Lake City for Karate Combat 50, where you had an amazing performance. And some of the highlights, I mean, honestly, your fight had some of the most action of the night. Your combinations were amazing. But what inspired you to transition to Karate Combat, and how do you see that shaping your career alongside MMA?
I'm super happy to be now fighting for Karate Combat. The thing that happened is I did for this year, my last MMA fight in July. And after that, my manager, Laura Abril, she told me "Look, Jay, they are super interesting. Like, if you want to sign with them, and it's like kickboxing, like it's MMA, kickboxing, it's a mix. I think it could fit you super well." And I was like, "Okay, let's go, let's try it. It's going to, I'm still an MMA fighter, but it's something different, and it's something that I like." So yeah, I did my first fight on Karate Combat 50. And yeah, I won my fight and I'm super happy. I enjoyed like all the week, all the fight. It was super great.
Yeah, whether it's the UFC or Bellator, I mean, we see the strikers really rising to the top of the rankings, and people want to see knockouts. They want to see people throwing their hands and feet. So that's one thing I appreciate about Karate Combat is there's that striking element, and I think it's a great platform to transition into the likes of the UFC, especially as you keep winning. Talk to me a little bit about the MMA and combat sports in France. As someone who's competed there for a long time, and now that MMA is legalized, what have been your thoughts on that transition, and with organizations like the PFL bringing fights into Paris, and people like Cedric Doumbé, who's having amazing success? I would love just to hear some of your thoughts as someone who's on the ground there.
So MMA in France is very big actually. Like there's a lot of great a lot of fighters that were already fighting before the MMA was legalized, like because they were leaving France, they were going out of France to fight. But now, yeah, for sure, like it's getting super big. The last 2 years, everybody want to train MMA, like everybody want to fight. And now the big show are coming. They're all the time like 100% full. It's crazy. Like all the French fans are going to watch the fights. And this month there's the PFL, there's the KSW. There was like They are waiting for 40,000 people. Like it's the biggest show that we ever seen in France. So yeah, MMA in France right now is super huge. Yeah.
Well, you're fighting internationally now, and this obviously brings amazing exposure for you. Can you talk to me a little bit about how you're leveraging that for your sponsorship and marketing opportunities?
So yeah, like you say, it gave me more visibility, but it's very hard to find sponsor. The truth is, right now is very very hard. I think we still need to get more views, more visibility, more followers, whatever, like, but everything more. So it's getting better, but it's still very hard. I'm looking all the time for sponsor. I'm all the time like texting people, like brand, like I hope by this year, the next years it's going to be better, but right now it's still very hard.
Well, I feel like with performances like your last one, they're going to keep seeing that growth and seeing you grow, and I'm sure they'll start coming. I know how hard it is for the athletes out there, and even just training professionally. Never mind competing; it's not a massive amount of money. So being able to find those people to support you is super important. But that's why the fact that you're training at the Goat Shed, and it's a gym obviously known for its strong social media presence and really kind of promoting fighters. How has that influenced your fight style and your personal branding efforts?
So for my fight style, it's like we all want like we all train very hard, and it's like we all wanna. I think we all have that mindset that we want to destroy our opponent, and that's always been inside me. But for sure, training there is just like putting it like even more out of me, if I can say it like that. And yeah, they always do like crazy videos. Even now, like they posted like for my fight, like good management, like put like a great video to promote me, to promote all the fighters, and I think that's super great.
Well, this fight that you have is for a potential title shot. How do you balance that business side of fighting, the training, the sponsorships, the actually promoting yourself with staying focused on the competition side of it?
Hey everyone, quick favor to ask. Did you know that nearly 80% of the people tuning in right now aren't subscribed yet? That subscribe button down below is what powers me every week to keep putting out these podcasts. Big shout out and thank you to everyone that's been supporting me for this. I couldn't do it without you. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe below. It means the world to me. And for everyone supporting me, thank you so much. Now back to the show.
So the truth is, I'm training very hard. So for now, I'm thinking about a title shot because since my last fight, I said I want a title shot. I want to fight for the title. But right now, I'm more focusing on winning my next fight, and then once I'm gonna win my fight, I will be able to think about that. To think about, okay, now what happened? Now do I am going to fight for the title? What is going to happen? For now, I just think about winning because it's the most important right now for the short term, for the short like months, weeks. I need to win the fight. Once I win the fight, I will think about the bet and it's still in my mind, but I will think more after the fight. And after that, we will think about like all the promotion, all the stuff. If Karate Combat make me fight for the belt, hopefully they will. But I hope I will do my best for that.
And you're still early on, right? But as someone who has been competing, I'm just curious for female athletes in combat sports, what are some of the unique challenges or opportunities that you've experienced while building your career?
So the challenge is like good or bad, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, good or bad.
So the hardest thing is like no one always take us seriously. Like when we say I do martial art and they look at me like what? Yeah, it's my job. Ah, no, impossible. Like since we don't look like if we don't look like short hair, like very like muscular or anything, like they don't believe us. But this is a small problem that I don't really care about. The big deal is like we're not getting paid the same than the boys. That's true in martial art, and that's a big problem. I think the big shows are like paying more, like UFC, like PFL. That's paying like a lot more, but it's still getting hard to get paid the same than the boy. I think it's a big deal. I think it's important to talk about that.
Yeah, the inequity in sports for women is a constant theme, and I am happy to see more money going to women in the sport. But I agree with you 100%. There needs to be not just the promotions, but I would also love to see the sponsors, the brands coming in and promoting the
Yeah.
women because you build amazing fan bases, you put on amazing performances, and it just seems like, okay, wouldn't you want to be behind that person, especially earlier in your career, like you are as well?
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully they will come.
I have a feeling they will. Well, just before we get going here, what advice would you give to young athletes in France who are looking to build their careers and transition internationally in combat sports?
I will tell them to go fight outside France. Like, I think the best thing is, yeah, is to fight outside, because you take like more, uh like you get better. The easiest stuff is like you get better. You go in France. There's a very good level. I don't say that in France the good level is start getting very good. There's a lot of amateur also, like a lot of pro, like super good. But for me, I think getting outside of France, fighting, seeing other people, how they train, how they fight, and fighting against them is the best way to get better and to be the best. And after to start thinking about big shows and big stuff. Yeah.
Well, if your next performance is anything like your last performance, I know that it will be a very good show coming up in Karate Combat, December 19th in Miami, Florida. Really excited to be there and see it again pit side, and wishing you the best of luck as you wrap up your camp, having a safe weight cut, and looking forward to seeing you on December 19th.
Thank you for very much for inviting me. See you soon.
Thank you.